Hi, I'm Peter Kalmstrom of kalmstrom.com Business Solutions. In this demonstration, I will talk to you about filling out columns automatically with a flow. In a previous demonstration, I did a calculated column that does exactly that, and it works rather well, unless you want to use the sum or the totals here in the view. That is a feature that only exists in the classic view, but I'm sure Microsoft will put that in the modern view also because it's such a great feature. So that gives me an opportunity to show how to fill out columns automatically using a flow instead. So that's usually what I do. I usually don't rely on calculated columns because I've found other issues with them also. So I usually do use a flow or a workflow. So let's get into this. First of all, we're going to remove the calculated column and just delete that. And then we're going to create a new column, just a regular currency field. I'm going to call that total cost, same thing. And then I'm going to set in the description so that everybody knows that this will be filled out automatically by flow, all right? And I still don't like decimals, so let's remove those, all right? So there we have the column now. I'm also going to modify the view so that we have a total there, of course, because that's what we want. That's what we're trying to achieve. The totals for that is going to be the sum of those. So now we're ready for the flow. So let's go into flow.microsoft.com and create a new flow that does exactly that. So I'm going to create a new flow here. Let's zoom in a bit. There we go. Create from blank. So this is going to be a Sharepoint. So let's select the Sharepoint Trigger. There we go. When an item is created or modified, that's the one I want. So let's take the URL of the site. I'm going to copy the link to the site there and see if we have it there already. No, we don't have it, so I'm going to enter a custom value. So let's paste that in. And then we'll have the Sharepoint list name, computers, works beautifully. And then I'll add a new step to update the item. So again, it's a Sharepoint action. And we're going to update, scrolling down here, update item. And of course, it's going to be the same list on the same site. And it's going to be the same item which was created or modified above here. Title is going to be the same. We're not going to change that. So let's just set that in there. And then the total cost, of course, is going to be filled automatically. And here you have the current values. But here we're going to have to use an expression. We're going to be using the add function. And then I need to go into the dynamic content here and find the hardware cost and the setup cost. Let's see, hardware cost there. As you see, that inserts the trigger body and the internal name of the column that I'll be updating. I want a comma for that, and then I want the setup cost also. And when I'm done with that, I'll just click OK. So there I have an add expression. All right, so we're saving this now, and we can test it. I'll just perform the trigger action, and of course the trigger action is just a change in the list. So I'm going to go into edit mode on this list and just put a 1 there on the title and stop. And let's refresh this and see what happens. And there we have the 600. So that ran as it should. Right, so then we're done with the workflow. Now, of course, we just need to change all of these items. And to make sure that you have an update so that the flow runs on all of them, I would create a new column. Just call it test. And then I go into edit mode again and just put that to 1 or whatever. And then fill that down. So there you have an update on each of the items. I'm going to put that back, the Cadis laptop 1. So then everything is fine. And there, as you see now, the flow has run on each of the items. And of course, I can go ahead and remove the test column, which I don't need anymore. All right, let's try this out now. So if I create a new item, here goes the desktop. That's the hardware cost is 300, setup cost is 200. That would give me a total of 500, of course, but that's going to be filled automatically by Flow, so I'll ignore that and just save it. And there we'll see that it's not filled out yet. There should be a run here very soon now, and yes, it's run automatically, and we're done. So we have a flow that automatically updates items. We can actually go back here and modify the name of it so that we have that. So I'm going to edit the flow, and now we can do that. Set total cost. That's what it does. So I'll save that, and we are done with our flow. It's reasonably well documented with a reasonable name, and it's there in my flows, and everything is working as it should. And we have a computers list where the total cost is calculated also. Thank you for watching this demonstration.